Let me start by saying I've seen the first 9 episodes of season 5, and it is spectacular. Loved the season. And I guess my biggest complaint, and I want to talk about this, is why can't it be more than 10 episodes?
Honest to God, every time I see other series, other TV series that are more than 10 episodes, I keep thinking, why can't we do that? Because every novel is like 600, 700 pages. But I understand that there has to be like certain numbers. There can't be more.
Sure. No, I'm
Me too, because it's like when we like a story, when we're listening to a story or watching a story, when we like it, we want it to continue, and we think that, and especially when the story has leverage to do so. You and I know these novels have the leverage to do like 20 episodes or even maybe 24 episodes a year, but I guess there's a limit to.
yeah. I actually I understand I understand why it's 10 episodes. I get it. It's just they're so well done. It's just such a good season. But I know I can't talk about spoilers or anything, but what are you allowed to say about what happens in season 5?
What happens in season 5 is really the consequences of what took place in season 1. She's on the roof of a Sorala, taking rest, gazing the stars. Her grandson joins her and asks her, "Are you afraid of the rocks?" And she says, "No, I'm not afraid of the rocks. I'm afraid of the people who throw the rocks." So you see how dense, how condensed this saga, these 800, 700, 600 pages novels have turned into a a world on its own. Like so when I was a kid, I imagined life on Mars. Now I look at life in the Expanse, and it's like it's inevitable. Obviously, after sending a shuttle to the moon in before 2000, obviously we're going to get there in 200 years or in 300 years. Live on Mars or Luna, or uh, so it it really it's really like real life, a work in progress.
Completely. One of the things I think one of the reasons season 5 is so good is that over the past few seasons, people have come to love the characters on the series. And this season, everyone is so spread out. And I think that adds to the series because everyone's allowed to have their own little adventures. Can you sort of talk about that aspect of the season?
You mean the uh, can you elaborate on this
Oh,
point?
sure. The fact that like in previous seasons, I think more people were together, and in this one, people are spread out in places they have not normally been.
Mhm. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, exactly. I call it a roller coaster. Like when we're all together at our height, and then all of a sudden, everything goes wrong, and this house of cards comes down. So uh, again, just like in real life, we see people uh, getting upset, trying to take revenge, or um, literally speaking, they become ineffective because they feel like they're not doing anything right. But um, what I love about this one is that it's all about making the world work together. Bec- and this reminds me of the politics that when I started studying politics back in the UK 40 years ago, we read a lot about Churchill and his idea of divide and rule. And it may have worked 100 years ago, but it's not working anymore. Therefore, we really need to find new ways of, and there is not no way that uh, we can do it alone. We need together to get together and do it together and make the world a better place to live in. I know we have said this so many times that it has turned into a cliche now, but it shouldn't really because we haven't done much yet. But uh, what happens in the Expanse, just like mirroring the real life, people are together. 10 heads work for one head, think for one head. But then they notice that unfortunately, in being tribal, there's a danger in being tribal. And the danger is that if one person is not happy with what is happening, that person can put the whole world on fire.
Yep, 100%. Uh,
There comes transparency, I mean, diplomacy, and then let's choose our people, make sure who we talk to, and yeah.
I normally don't bring this up with people. However, the outfits you wear on this series are fantastic. Which of them did you quote unquote borrow to take home?
I never borrow. I never borrow my costumes. Uh, Never ask for them because I just usually I'm done with the movie. I'm done with the series, and I'm like, okay, I had a great time with you. Goodbye. Time to wear new clothes. But in this one, I am dying to bring one costume home, and that's the elaborate gown at the Martian dinner.
Got
I,
it.
I want that one. If they give it to me, because I know some of them are going to go to the museum, the Television Academy Museum, for sure. Some of them are just out of this world. They have taken like hours. One of them, I remember, the embroidery took 3 days for three people working on it. So I know it's not easy to let go one and let go of one,
Sure.
but I want that one.
No, I understand. This is probably my last question. Like everyone, I'm super sad that season 6 is going to be the last season of the series. But I also love that Amazon saved the show, and I love that they're letting everyone know in advance that this is going to be the last season. What are you feeling knowing that there's just one more season of the series? And can you talk about sort of like the end of it?
To be honest with you, day one, and Wes always reminds me of this, that day one they took us for a tour of the set. It was before we even started filming. And they put us two by two, on a line, and we started. They gave us safety hats, and we started touring the set. Look at the Rossi, the Shohreh, this and that. I don't know why. I know why. I turned around, looked at Wes, and I said, "We were told we were hired for 1 year." I turned around, looked at Wes, and I said, 5 to 6 years minimum. The other day, we had a panel and he mentioned it again. He said, "How did you know that it's going to take 6 years?" I said, "If you recall, I said 5 to 6 because I wasn't sure." But, uh, and we are very thankful to Amazon for picking this up, for allowing us to arrive uh, at season 6. But tell you the truth, I don't think the story is finished here.
Yeah, I don't want it to be. So whatever, hopefully there's more.
My instinct tells me this is not the end. I don't know how to. It's exactly the same way as when I looked at Rossi and I said minimum 5 to 6 years, which Wes loves to do it. He does a great job when he does my accent. He goes, minimum of 5 or 6 years, Wes, which is I don't know, but I have a feeling that no, we are going to tell this story till the end. How did I know that Amazon was going to pick us up when we were cancelled? But I have a feeling that this is not the end.